than I should have, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Here, bringing myself the regen finally. I should probably bring myself a homecoming stone as well, but even if I homecoming stoned, I wouldn't really have much mana left, and I don't have boots or anything, so it's not going to do much. Really wanted to go for that room, but again, just didn't have the health in time. It didn't actually matter because Defiler actually went bottom early. As you can see by the time she was down there, and the rune spawned bottom, so not much luck either way. Yeah, so back to lane, have a power supply now, but of course Defiler has double damage, so not going to be able to stand anywhere near the creep wave. Yeah. If you'll excuse me for 1 second here. Sorry about that brief pause. It's winter and I have a bit of a cold, so I just had to blow my nose, and I figured that would be kind of awkward to do while still recording. So bottom has been calling for ganks, so I'm going to go back, fountain up, and teleport down there. It actually turns out he was calling for Warbeast to gank, not me, but still, I should probably be ganking. I have level 6. Unfortunately, I don't have my my boots yet, which is really going to make it a little awkward, but what can you do? So I'm telling him to push the wave back here. He really should be auto-attacking the catapult while waiting to last hit those things so that they don't have vision of me at the tower. I'm not exactly sure how far the vision extends from where they are right now. It is daytime, so vision's pretty far. So I teleported in anyway out of boredom. Here, I should... wait, yeah, the bird doesn't have invisibility yet, so unfortunately I can't send it in. I should be running in next to the coral, not with it that far in front of me, so that I could have stunned or used my ult if I saw him. The problem was the time at which I used call there. Yeah, because it was kind of in that little narrow corridor there between the trees, and so it kind of forced one of us or the other to go in, or to move first rather than running at the same time. Also, I probably could have moved the bird up along those trees to the right there where I have the coral now. So I kind of mismanaged that a little bit. Hopefully I'll do better in the future. Again, first time playing Tundra, so maybe a little bit rusty to these ideas. Just gonna try to farm in lane. Missing 2 for easy creep kills while I have the chance, because I really need to get my boots so I can start ganking more effectively. Defiler playing a bit back, strangely enough. I'm gonna go for the top rune because I have my bird bottom and I see that it's not bottom, so it has to be top. Fortunately, pick up a double damage, which isn't going to do too much without boots, but no, whatever. Maybe help me actually get a couple last hits. Yeah, so back to lane. Yeah, I'm gonna use shards here. No reason not to, really. Since I have full mana. I looked down there and realized that it's his creep and not mine, so I should be using my summon again in a second. Just so that I'm always keeping vision with my bird. Really, again, no reason not to. Yeah. So just trying to farm up a bit. Got my boots now. Should be probably sending to myself soon, except I see that, or at least I assume Defilers went to another lane and I have double damage, so I'm going to go do a decent amount of damage to that tower, but really Defiler's actually just playing back. Just really playing back far, I don't quite understand it. I was really afraid of the ganks from maybe Warbeast or something, I'm not exactly sure, or maybe just afraid of my capacity to kill her, because maybe she saw that I got the double damage rune, and with the double damage rune, the slow, and my ult, I'd probably be able to kill her. Yeah, who knows. So here, kind of see some action going on top, so I'm going to run up there while bottling up. Should, yeah, be using my summon now. I actually know that Defiler's bottom, so I'm going to send the bird bottom to try to scout and show them Defiler, but then Defiler pops up on them, so I realize I don't need to send the bird down there anymore. So now I'm just going to be able to run up here. Kind of ran up at the wrong spot, sending the coral around, and then, yeah, get ice shards, got the slow. I figure using my ult's fine. It's pretty, well, not that short of cooldown, but reasonably short. I did have the slow on, so I probably didn't need to use it exactly, but, no, whatever. Yeah, saw Gauntlet there with the bird, so just kind of sending the coral over to scout, or hit him away, but it doesn't really matter, he's gone anyway, intelligently enough. Hoping the rune spawned top, but it didn't, it's bottom, so I assume Defiler has gotten it. Probably should send the bird down to scout it anyway, yep, just to be sure. So just gonna farm a bit more in lane now. Pretty slow portal key timing here, which is normally the item I would go first. In the past I would have gotten Striders, but since the nerfs, I don't think I would get that anymore on him. Yeah, there you can see I just shard the wave because I assumed I would be able to get this regen if I went quickly, so just getting that rest of that creep wave down as quickly as possible seemed worthwhile. So I'm not going to regen yet because I want to throw in ice shards while I have regen up, just to be a bit more mana efficient. But I can't do that like in the middle of the lane yet because I don't want to get hit by Defiler and break the regen. So first I'm going to use my call because I assume I'm going to go to full mana anyway when I use this regen, so no reason not to just get everything else out that I can. New creep wave is here, so this should be the time to regen up. Moving the Coral up behind, A, for scouting, and B, so that I can bring it behind Defiler and attack her, which is something I should do later, but fail to, which I'll point out. Unfortunately, with the regen up, yeah, I can't quite go in for the last hit, and by the time I do, the catapult finishes it off for Ballista. See more action top, so I'm going to head up there. I think my teammates are going to foolishly dive the tower here. Yeah, a bit too far, especially when there's a third coming in from behind, which the Shiver is scouting. Yeah, so I should already have called out my summon again, because I'm trying to use my bird to scout here, and then I remember that I got it killed, so whatever, still works out. Throw the axes, I miss, he dodges it, but I run in a path such that the axes will cross back over him, he dies. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people here. I didn't really appreciate, I guess, how many people were still left alive. I assume they'd killed at least one with that dive, but I guess not. I could use my ult here, but I don't really think that I need it. I assumed that the Coral would slow them enough. I didn't realize how quickly it would get melted by the Defiler ult, and ultimately the Defiler ult also kills me. So yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. Probably should have used my ult to slow them down. Thought I'd be able to get away without it, because I didn't really think they had no stuns, and I wasn't really anticipating like how much their two slows would affect me, both between the Plague and the Dark Lady. Yeah, so with nothing better to do here, I'm just going to annoy the Dark Lady with my Shiver while I'm dead. Excuse me 1 second once again. And I'm back. Sorry about the pauses in this. I mean, there's really just not much I can do. I figure I would rather produce something than not, and I do have a cold, so I don't really have much of a choice. That's winter for you. Yeah, so I should buy a teleport homecoming stone here before leaving, but I'm not even thinking about it. I guess I'm kind of mad about dying, so I'm just probably not thinking extremely well right now. And homecoming stones are my weakness, so yeah, the death was unfortunate, but not a whole lot I can do. Here you can see my Shiver actually sees one of them in the woods here, so we're going to be able to trap him. Voodoo Jester comes from that side, and yeah, bring the Coral in as well as myself. Move it past. Actually, there's an instance of something going wrong. It's, well, kind of my fault. So right there, I'd selected the Coral, and I'd pressed T, or I'd hit T and then clicked. The reason this being is I can usually dissociate StarCraft from Han well enough because of the nature of controlling one hero versus controlling, a bunch of different units. However, when playing Tundra, I'm using at least 3 different control groups, which I guess in my head just harkens back to StarCraft. So unfortunately, I tried to use attack move on the Coral there, because that would just be the most convenient thing to do. When he was running from above, the only thing he's going to attack there is the Soul Reaper, and it's going to make sure that no matter what, so that I don't have to exactly click on him, because he might go in and out of fog. As long as he's attack move, he's always just going to keep attacking the Soul Reaper every time he gets vision of him, which is perfect. Unfortunately, attack move in StarCraft for me is T, because I use the grid system, and in Han is A, because, well, that's what attack is. Yeah, so that was kind of just a mishap for a second there because of messed up hotkeys, but I think that probably happens more than once in this, which again is just kind of not something I can control because I don't play heroes like this enough, and I do play StarCraft, I guess. So here, just kind of microing the Coral to come in behind the Defiler. Yeah, we can see one more of them back there, and my team kind of trying to set up a gank on them. Looks like they're diving a little too far, in my opinion. But exactly, intelligently enough, they're just going to back up. We're going to nuke down this wave, try to push down some towers. Yeah, just scouting with the Coral, or the Shiver, as usual. Engineer went early Tinker, which I really like since we have a very strong push team. Here they're kind of out of position. I should have brought the Coral up sooner, but I didn't. Oops. But I did get the stun off anyway, or the ult off, and then the kill. Also, maybe a little bit slow in using my double damage there. Yeah, now I'm just telling everyone we should back out. They're all teleporting in, and we've used up some abilities and such, health and mana. Yeah, bottling up, waiting around for the 16-minute rune, which is one stop, so I'm gonna go try to get it. I know that Defiler's coming, so I'm telling my teammates to come to grab her real quick because I know we can pick her off because I expect her to go for this rune. But we're not quite fast enough, or she's a bit too fast. So we're gonna try to head her off in the woods here, except these people decide to come from behind us instead. So yeah, now we're just gonna try to cut them off. Yeah, Soul Reaper completely out of position. Don't even need to do anything there. I don't really know why he was up that far. I mean, I guess he avoided running back and getting killed, but he should have just backed up way sooner. What can you do? I now have enough money for my portal key, which is normally what I would go first. Although, it just kind of depends on the situation. Like, so if we were still in, like, the laning-ish phase, the portal key would definitely be optimal because then I can come gank lanes. But seeing as right now we're actually just pushing, the portal key is still pretty strong because it lets me, initiate on people in situations like this. However, maybe not the best ever because, well, no, it's still good. It's still certainly good. However, there's one other option which is kind of fun, and since we're winning by a lot, is what I'm actually going to go with. Well, I mean, there's multiple other options. I mean, you go Vanguard first, or Humble Black Legion, whatever.